Believe it or not, the bowl bowl game season has begun. It started now. It's December 20th. It's going to run through January 7th. I think there are about 40 games to watch, 40 separate bowl games to choose from. Some of you diehard fans will probably watch most of them, if not all of them. But a lot of you, I think, probably don't have that much time and would like to know, well, what are the games to watch? And I can recommend at least three, maybe four games that would be wonderful games, potentially wonderful games, and very competitive and very interesting for a number of reasons. The best actual game could be the BCS championship game. This is a legitimate championship game. These two teams are ranked number 1 and 2 in the country, and they belong in the number 1 and number 2 rankings. That, of course, is Alabama versus Texas. Alabama versus Texas in the Rose Bowl, January 7th, 8 p.m. On Fox. It's going to be an extraordinary game for a number of reasons, and it will determine the national championship. Why such an extraordinary game? Because I truly believe that Texas is not going to consider its program a success until they win the national championship. Mac Brown stands to win a $450,000 bonus if they beat Alabama. Alabama's quarterback, McElroy, is from Texas, so it'll be very interesting to see if he's a key factor in defeating Texas. I'm going to pick Alabama, though. I think Alabama will win, not by much, maybe a field goal or a touchdown. And I truly think Mark Ingram, actually the Heisman Trophy winner, will be the difference. I think the running attack for Alabama and the balanced attack that they have will eventually win out, and I think they will defeat Texas. I think the second most important game will be the Ohio State-Oregon game. Not most important, but potentially best game. Oregon is picked to win by a lot of people. I'm going to pick Ohio State. I feel they're on an arc of improvement that might actually lead to an upset in that game. It is the Rose Bowl game. It actually is on January 1st, and I believe it's at 8 p.m. as well. And I think a lot of people will be watching that game and seeing if Ohio State can beat Oregon, which is truly one of the elite teams in college football. The Fiesta Bowl will be very interesting. You've got two undefeated teams playing, TCU versus Boise State. That's January 4th, 8 p.m. on Fox in Glendale, Arizona. I do think it is possible that when the final standings are decided upon, if TCU beats Boise State, they may end up being ranked second in the national polls, and Texas will drop to third or fourth, maybe even behind Boise State. I think Boise State deserves a lot of credit for the way they've competed in the last several years, and they haven't always received the attention for their achievement that they deserve. So that potentially is a wonderful game. The last game I'll recommend is Oklahoma versus Stanford. That's on December 31st. It's the Sun Bowl. It's at 5 p.m. I do think that the best player in the country, taking nothing away from Mark Ingram, but I think the best player in the country is Toby Gerhart, the halfback for Stanford. This was a team, Stanford was rated 62nd by Sports Illustrated in the preseason poll. Now they're down to about the 17th ranked team in the country. They deserve it. Toby Gerhart is a big reason why Stanford had such a competitive football program this year, and I'm sure the pros will be drafting him very high next spring.